Welcome back to the Good Chill Hunting Podcast. How do you like them apples? We are on episode 5. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, let's go.
And because we're on episode 5, Riley, I want to ask you, what are 5 things you're thankful for right now?
Right now?
Yeah, 5 things.
I'm thankful for Noah. I'm thankful for Sam. I'm thankful for this house.
Let's go. Come on.
Good house. Good
I'm
house.
thankful for sheets.
Good
I'm
food.
with you on that.
And I'm thankful
gasoline.
for the Batman.
I'm thankful for the Batman too.
Maybe
That's it. That's all my
That's
5.
a complete list.
Okay, hypothetically, if you had 5 more things to be thankful for, what would they be?
Okay, I'm thankful for Letterboxd. I'm
It's
thankful.
a good platform.
Yeah, I'm thankful for being able to talk about movies that we love.
I enjoy that. Who do you love talking about movies with, though?
Noah. That's
Yes.
3.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
I'm thankful for Questions from the Cup.
It's
They
a
are-
good segment. Fan
it's
favorite.
fun.
I'm thankful for parents that love me.
I mean, I'm with you on all 10 of those things.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if you know, when you put your head on your pillow at night, that you might realize that you're missing one huge person.
Oh, God. I'm thankful for God. Love you, big guy.
That big man upstairs.
Yeah. Yeah. So God, Jesus,
You kind
definitely
of,
the
you kind
biggest
of
thing.
encompassed everything with that list.
I know. I'm pretty happy with that list.
Do you think that if like someone else were making a list and you didn't get on it, do you think that might have an emotional impact on you?
Yeah, I'd be pretty hurt. Like,
I don't know what I would do.
yeah, like really have to reevaluate my whole life. You know.
But that's the good thing it didn't happen.
That's just a hypothetical, though.
Yeah, hypothetical. Because, but you know, honestly, I am thankful for Noah.
All right. Moving into what we're watching, Josiah, why don't you start us off?
So I only watched one movie this week, and I'm starting because these guys watched more movies than that. But this one movie we all watched, and it is 2024's The Fall Guy, starring Ryan Gosling, Emily Blunt, directed by David Leitch. Is that how you pronounce his name?
Directed Deadpool 2 and Bullet Train.
So this movie is very highly regarded on the internet, on Letterboxd. It's got so many 4.5, or even 3.5 star reviews.
Should we jump in and say our ratings of it?
Well, I wanted to kind of, well, just generally speaking, the public has been very positively receptive to this
They
movie.
love it. They love Ryan Gosling. They love Emily Blunt.
And what's not to love? But let me tell you, there is a lot to not love, because I gave this movie a 1.5 out of 5 stars.
Dang, I gave it 2 stars out of 5.
I was the highest. I gave it 2.5. But yeah,
This
this was one of the my most anticipated movies of the year, and I was just
I am so, even like Metacritic score on IMDb is like, it's in like the 60s or 70s, or maybe even higher than that. It's like, I am truly beside myself wondering what movie these people were watching, because The Fall Guy, it's got Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt, and they got all the charisma in the world, but like the script, the dialogue is so bad. There are so many just like lines that come out of nowhere.
Pacing
is
is a big
awful.
issue.
I think, like, I'm thinking of like specifically in the first 20 minutes of the movie, they have this like conversation that you would expect to take place at the very as in the final 30 minutes of the movie, just like with as far as character development goes.
You made comments about how you thought that we were in the finale when in truth we were in like that was like
the end of Act 2.
Yeah,
the second
there's
act.
a whole 30 more minutes
Again,
of the film.
as far as pacing, it's just like it felt like it was wrapping up, and then it had 30 to 40 more minutes. I thought just the humor most of the time didn't land. I thought the action most of the time wasn't good.
I thought it felt like it very much felt like PG-13 action.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like this movie was on the it was trying to grasp at greatness and just failed to do that throughout the whole movie with each aspect of the movie. I thought it started getting good towards the end, but at that point I thought it was too late.
And see, we would disagree on that. I thought the end was very unfulfilling.
I had fun with the ending.
I was kind of just like, done by the end. I was just
Kinda
like, I'm checked out. And you know, it's like this ode to stunt doubles, stunt workers in Hollywood, and like I fully support that. And this whole idea that it's kind of like this attempt, this push to get stunt workers an Oscar, which I think is great.
100%.
But I think the spirit of the movie is there, but the execution is like, this is a pretty flimsy attempt at that because the stunts are not that impressive. It's like ham-fisted. They literally make a joke about stunts being like an Oscar, and it's like, that's not good writing. That is that's telling and not showing. And so David Leitch, I love Bullet Train. You know, I love Ryan Gosling. Everyone in that movie like has done great work, but it's just like it did not come together in a good way. R.I.P.
Is it better than R.I.P.D.?
Probably not.
Oh,
Okay.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
that's a take. Yeah, I liked Ryan Gosling in it. I would agree. Like he delivers. He does. I mean, I feel like this character we've probably seen him do in other films. I think he does equally as good of a job. But yeah, I think this movie was trying to be a lot of things, and it unfortunately failed at being any one thing. So it didn't. I don't know. Its identity was a little over the place. Again, I thought the action was very, as a whole, it was quite unimpressive. The finale, there was like 2 or 3 moments where you're like, that's the end of the movie. Oh, we're still going.
Yeah.
Why? I guess without spoiling it, there's like a whole, like, what would you call it? Like a battle at the end? And it felt...
Face off, sort of.
Face off. It felt a little... not a little. It felt very unnecessary. I feel like the movie could have ended before that happened.
I was thinking about this, which this might be a hot take at this table. But if I had to choose between rewatching this or another 2024 release, A Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, I think I would rather watch this again. I know.
Interesting.
I think both are very mid. I just think I could probably find more enjoyment out of another rewatch from this movie, especially with the right person. You know what I'm saying?
Well, as far as the right person goes, there's one person who's in Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare that's not in The Fall Guy. That makes all the difference in the world.
I mean, true, but Ryan
Isaac Gonzalez is
No.
the most beautiful. Wait, who do you think I was thinking of?
Henry Cavill.
No, I mean Henry
My
Cavill's he's a powerhouse in his own right, but Isaac Gonzalez is one of the most beautiful women on the planet. Case closed. Okay.
Next, Noah.
Okay, so yeah, I watched 2 movies this week: The Fall Guy, and then I watched Tarzan, Disney's Tarzan. Mostly because
worlds, one family.
beautiful.
You put some vibrato on that one. Family.
We got back from a long drive and just kind of wanted to watch an easy movie, a reliable movie, a classic. And Tarzan is that. I think you've heard our opinions on the music from that movie. It bangs across the board. 2 worlds,
one family.
You'll Be in My Heart, Son of Man, which wasn't on the bracket, but it's probably
Strangers Like Me.
and Strangers Like Me. They're all very good. The story itself is like, it's good, but that movie I think it gets taken to the next level because of Phil Collins and his
Yeah, it's not
the music.
necessarily like any of the characters
I mean, it's
are
cool, like-
super memorable. It's more just like
No.
the movie as a whole. It's like if you look at one aspect besides the soundtrack, it's like, oh, you know, it's fun. But
think-
it's like when it all comes together, it really makes, I think it's most memorable.
One of like the other maybe standout things is just like the animation of Tarzan just like sliding on the vines like through the jungle. Like that's pretty cool. It's very pretty to look at.
Very 90s. I remember just seeing like some behind the scenes of like, it was like just as the rise of extreme sports, skateboarding and BMX and everything. Like that was a big inspiration.
Interesting.
For that, just the movement, the fluidity and everything. So yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah.
What a classic Disney movie.
It is. It is good. What have you been watching?
So I watched the Fall Guy. We already talked about that. And then after that, I went home because we have a little challenge each month, and it was the last day of July, so I had to fit in real quick. And I watched High Fidelity, starring Jack Black, and but he's not the main character. The main character is played by John Cusack, and let me tell you, this movie rides or dies if you like the main character. And I hated the main character. I think he's a big jerk. Like not a good person.
What do you call him? What do you call him? A jerkwad?
Do you feel like you
call him
saw
a sickawad? Sorry, I used to say that's a reference from high school. I used to call people sickawads, and I got made fun of in middle school, high school.
rightfully so.
Yeah.
Maybe you were the sticklewad.
I deserve to be bullied. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Man.
Please don't bully people. Anyways, High Fidelity. John Cusack's character, I forget his name, but he's a not a nice guy. He's not good to the ladies. Like he's talking to the camera like Deadpool, like breaking the fourth wall. He talks about like his top 5 worst breakups, which that started the movie. I was like, okay, I'm getting behind this.
Interesting concept.
Yeah. So he's talking about it, but then once like it goes in more and more, I'm just like, I don't like this guy. I can't root for him, and that kind of just made me judge the rest of the movie by that one thing. I think Jack Black's good. He reminds me a lot of his character from School of Rock.
Himself.
Yeah,
I was gonna
pretty much
say,
himself in that movie.
Yeah.
But overall, did not have fun with this movie. People love this movie too. So like Fall Guy, I watched 2 movies that night. People love that. I just wasn't the biggest fan of.
That was a low for Riley Hughes.
Yeah. Also, I'm not a fan of John Cusack, so I kind of realized that he, as an actor, like his acting wise, I'm just not a fan of. But maybe he's a good person in real life. I don't know. And his sister, maybe it runs in the family.
John Joan.
John Joan. I'm sorry, but yeah, that's High Fidelity. I gave it 2 stars. And then I decided to go to the theaters Saturday by myself and watch the new M. Night Shyamalan movie, Trap. Same thing. A lot of people, I mean, I think this movie is very polarizing but I've seen a lot of people in podcasts love Trap. I am in the middle. I don't know if I love this movie or if I hate it. I think I love the concept. Like, when I first saw the trailer, I was like, I'm in this movie. Like, this sounds really cool, interesting. But during the movie, I just really think M. Night Shyamalan doesn't know how to write dialogue between people. But honestly, I also had the problem with going in expecting like twist, which I'm not saying there wasn't a twist, but like throughout the whole movie, I'm just thinking, okay, I'm just trying to figure out the twist without enjoying the movie I'm seeing. So I think it deserves another rewatch. I think for me to really make my final judgment on the movie, but I had fun with it. I gave it 3.5 stars. I think the
3.5 or 3?
3.5. I changed it.
Nice.
I've thought a lot about this movie recently, and that's kind of what brought it up. I want to see it again. I want to see it with you guys and see what you guys think. I think his cinematography is really good.
I think M. Night Shyamalan has, for all of his shortcomings, I think his cinematography is like historically. I just remember in Unbreakable, like he had really fun like just shots, and it's like, well,
this one I say is really good too, like really fun. Josh Hartnett gives a heck of a performance. I think since Oppenheimer, I'm just like, man, this guy can act, and he really shows it in this movie. I won't say anything else because that gets into spoilers. But go see it and make your own opinion. Like always, no matter what movies we talk about, if we don't like or do like, go see it for yourself and make your own opinion, because that's why movies are fun, because everyone can have their different opinions about it.
That's right.
Then I watched an oldie but goodie, Fantastic Four.
Is it still goodie?
It's still goodie. Which this might be nostalgia. I'll preface it by saying that this might be nostalgia because I had a bootleg copy before the DVD came out.
We watched that.
I remember
you
that.
watched that with us when we were
we're sitting
8
in your
years old.
bedroom. And it's just, secondhand footage, and you just see a guy walk in front of the screen, and Josiah and I are like, what was that? And you're like, oh no, it's secondhand footage.
Yeah.
Do we need to turn you in to the
Yeah,
cops?
we're
So-
mandated reporters.
You guys set a trap for me. It's like no one's leaving
We got
this
the
house. But yeah, shout out my sister for getting me that bootleg. But I just had a lot of fun with this movie. I don't think it's perfect by all means. I think I'm not a fan of the casting of Victor Von Doom in this movie, but I enjoyed the main forecast. I think Chris Evans is really good as Johnny Storm. I just had a lot of fun with this origin story. I think it's it's not gonna win any Oscars, but it's kind of like a guilty pleasure. I feel like now, I just had a lot of fun,
Especially like pre-MCU. It's just kind of that whole era.
It's just its own thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't set up anything else. It kind of had a like Easter egg set up the next movie though, with like Victor Von Doom and cargo
pants.
Cargo shorts.
no, like a cargo box.
Yeah,
Like a shipping container.
Yeah, shipping container. Sorry, I moved.
What?
I don't know why
now
I just did that.
I can't stop picturing Doctor Doom in cargo shorts.
Yeah, that's sorry. That's what made me mess up. But yeah, Fantastic Four. I gave it 3.5.
Does it live up to its namesake? Is it fantastic?
Wait, say that again.
Does it live up to its namesake?
No, fantastic. And have you seen Fan Four Stick?
No.
Oh, have you seen?
No,
Fantastic
I
Four?
haven't.
So they don't say Fantastic Four throughout the whole movie. At the end, the things like, "This is fantastic," and then Reed Richards, played by Miles Teller, who's like, "Wait, say that again?"
Oh,
And then
okay.
it just cuts. Like
that's
it's
awful.
fantastic. It's really
I
bad.
think you really threw me and Josiah for a loop.
I was not ready.
That's
Sorry.
a good reference.
Thank you. But then I watched last night a 5 out of 5 movie, a rewatch from 2022, The Batman. What a movie! I love. I when I first saw The Batman, I loved it. Then I rewatched it. I'm like, okay, this is a 4.5. But watching it again last night, I'm like, I'm all on board for the Robert Pattinson train, the Matt Reeves train of The Batman. Which I think we've gotten 3 5 out of 5 movies starring the Batman. I said this in my review on Letterboxd that I think The Dark Knight is a great, fantastic crime drama that happens to star Batman. This is a great movie that stars Batman. It's a great Batman movie.
I would say like The Dark Knight, the Joker is like what shines in that movie.
Yes.
I feel like in the Batman is the
Yeah.
one who shines.
He's so good. Like, he's a detective. Like, throughout the whole movie, he's figuring out the riddles. He's figuring out clues. Like, people are looking to him. Like, he's not like a perfect detective. Like, he messes up. Like, I think it's a funny joke with the penguin. He's like, you don't know but the difference between L and La.
URL Rata Lara or whatever it is.
Yeah. So, but I'm gonna say cinematography again. So if you're playing a drinking game, which drink responsibility, like
Well said.
as always. But I'm saying cinematography again. That
Cinnamon-atography?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
that
Toffee.
it's fantastic. Like Greg Fraser not being even nominated for an Oscar is a travesty. I think Robert Pattinson. I said this, that Robert Pattinson is not a year 5 or year 4. He's like a year 2 Batman, and his Bruce Wayne is very like not charismatic at all. But I think the story is telling that's what it needs to be.
He's like an emo kind of
Got makeup on.
My Chemical Romance sort of.
I think he's learning more and more, and then I think, and I'm hoping in the Batman Part 2, he is that charismatic
right.
Bruce Wayne, because he learns that he can't be vengeance; he has to be hope.
Mm.
And I think that's a cool arc in the Batman.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Love it.
And I think I really think the car chase is like up there too. It's shot well. It's really fun.
Yeah, I remember in the trailer even that was like such a shining
it's so
moment.
cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Batman, fantastic. Those are the movies I watched.
Wait, say that again.
Fantastic.
Cut the podcast. Cut the show.
Cut the show.
Nice.
All right, moving into our next segment. This is a new one, and I call it Mission Impossible.
Thank
Thank you. So, for Mission Impossible, each of us has assembled a team, a team with a very specific set of skills. The prompt here: your team must infiltrate the estate of a wealthy business tycoon during their annual charity dinner party in order to steal the coveted Pink Panther diamond. Can I get your panther?
Rawr.
Thank you.
That was
Everyone's team will consist of 5 team members with each with their specific roles. You have a team leader, the charismatic leader who assembles everyone into the project. You got a master of disguise, someone who is able to master the art of disguise. A femme fatale, girl power, the muscle of the group, and lastly, and maybe the most important of all, the guy in the chair. We're talking Luther from Mission Impossible. Luther gets it done.
And we're talking about Ned from Spider-Man.
We're talking about
Homecoming.
Ned as
talking
well.
about Riley Poole from National Treasure.
Yeah.
We're
So
talking
many.
about Noah Norquist.
From the Good Hunting podcast.
I'm in the chair right now. And the only condition that I put on this is that we can know. So we've each picked characters from different movies, and the only condition, whatever, is that we cannot pick characters from spy/heist movies. So, let's see who can accomplish the impossible.
Let's just say that Pink Panther diamond, it's in my pocket right now.
What?
My team got it done.
So, then go first. Let's hear your team.
You just
Team-
made the
what-
biggest mistake of your life because I'm claiming the best leader. The best leader for this Mission Impossible is a leader who's got skills. He's a Renaissance man. He's not just skilled in one area, he's skilled in multiple areas. He's got powers of recruitment. He's got powers of persuasion.
If you
I
say
think,
that,
I think
got-
we have the same character.
if you say the same character, as
He's
me-
got the powers of conviction. He is Dr. King Schultz.
That was
from
my pick.
Django Unchained.
That was my pick.
my pick's better. Anyways, continue.
Yeah, I picked Dr. King Schultz as well.
Okay. Well, we'll just. I mean, I don't know. Well, let's just say like we can have the same people.
Very
This
well.
isn't a draft. But Dr. King Schultz. I mean, show me a more. I mean, the only more persuasive character would be Hans Landa, but he's evil, and I don't really roll with that. So Dr. King Schultz is the redemption arc of Hans Landa, and so he's a dentist, but he's a bounty hunter. He recruits Django. He is a man of conviction. He's
Yeah.
got high
He stands up against slavery.
stands up and
Why-
say, but he
why-
also is a man of opportunity.
Just tell us your team, and then we'll go to open remarks.
I thought we were
This is that would be the opening remarks.
Okay, fine.
Okay, we're
Continue.
going one at a time. I
Okay.
thought.
one at a time.
Okay, so my team, Dr. King Schultz from Django Unchained.
Oh, mine?
Just team leader.
Team leader. You need a guy who's going to lead your team to victory, okay? You need a team. You need a guy that's going to bring your team together that might be divided at the beginning. You need a guy that's going to end bad things from happening. And guess what? This guy, he ended racism. And that is Coach Boone from Remember the Titans.
Oh my gosh, that's such a good pick.
He brought team together and he ended racism. So how can you beat that?
How does ending racism accomplish securing the Pink Panther diamond?
So to be a coach, you need strategy. Guess what? Strategy to get into that the charity event to get that diamond. You need team camaraderie. Guess what? He's bringing that team together. He's having that speech to inspire his team to win no matter what at the cost. Because life is a game of inches. This heist is a game of inches. That's why Coach Boone is the best team leader.
I'll give that one to you. That's a good pick.
I've never seen Remember the Titans. I had already picked, or I already announced that I picked Dr. King Schultz as well. Ditto to what Josiah said.
Okay, Master of Disguise.
So for my Master of Disguise, I choose Ulysses Everett from Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
That's a good one.
As earlier discussed, he has the gift of gab, which I think is a necessary trait for your Master of Disguise. Not to mention, across that movie, he dresses up as a hillbilly, and nobody knows who he is. He dresses up as a member of the KKK.
True. Dresses up as a prisoner.
Well, he just was a prisoner actually.
Exactly.
But he is going to be able to talk his way into the party. He's going to be able to talk his friends into the back room. He's going to be able to. He's probably going to at some point have a conversation with the wealthy business tycoon and get him on our side.
That's a lot of hopefullys and a lot of maybes.
Wow, it's a lot of definitelys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Pick. Let's hear your pick.
Well, I'm thinking of a master of disguise. I'm thinking of someone who, this isn't hypothetical. This is a character who, he is a matador. He is a orchestra director. He is a basketball player, and that's Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny.
Very good.
His character is he's like an everyman. He pretty much adapts to any situation, and nobody ever, you don't hear a peep from anyone about like, yo, this is a bunny. He sinks into his roles. And so I'm thinking he's going to be the doorman. He's going to be the waiter at the party. He's going to be the businessman, the foreign diplomat. Bugs Bunny is the master of disguise. He's getting us into that charity event. He's getting us access.
That's a good pick.
Thanks.
But you can't beat the one and only master of disguise, Gene Parmesan from Arrested Development.
That's awesome. I love that.
Not a movie technically, but
I can change it. That was just my joke for the
no, you should keep that.
That's really funny.
I love that.
So throughout the whole series, you never know who he's going to disguise as. Wait, is that Gene Parmesan? That is Gene Parmesan. He can dress up as anybody. He can get to any place, any space, because he is the one and only Gene Parmesan.
No explanation needed.
Just dressing up as the mascot.
Yeah.
Just mascot guy. Are you Gene Parmesan? Just shakes his head. Oh, that's awesome. I love that. All right.
Okay. Your femme fatale.
This is a classic femme fatale. Not going off the books, is Catwoman. So
Okay. That's a good pick.
you need a femme fatale's got to be strong, but also seductress.
Seductive.
Yes, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Catwoman. She
Which version? Or do you have a specific version?
well,
in
if we're
mind?
doing movie, I'm doing Anne Hathaway.
Okay.
So, in The Dark Knight Rises, Anne Hathaway is shown to get into places. She breaks into a mansion, the Wayne Manor, and she steals from Bruce Wayne, which world's greatest detective. Thank you very much. She steals from Bruce Wayne, so I have faith she's gonna get into this charity event, to steal the Pink Panther diamond. I think she is she's strong in our team. Like, she's gonna bring her A game. She's gonna be on her best. She's giving her best efforts because she's Catwoman. So yeah, and she can fight. So if we need her to fight, she could fight and hold her own. That's
Fair
Catwoman.
enough.
Very good.
My femme fatale, let's just say she puts the word fatal in femme fatale. She's a character who is shown to be seductive, shown to be venomous, deceptive, and powerful on her own. And that is Ava from Ex Machina.
Ooh,
Okay.
that's a good one.
You've not seen it?
Mm-mm.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, she is kind of born and bred to say what she needs to say in order to meet her goal, in order to get what she needs, get what she wants. And so I think she's going to have the charisma and the sort of influence at the party that we need to get that high security clearance to get to that Pink Panther diamond.
I would have put money on you picking Isaac Gonzalez from the Ministry of Ungentlemanly
I would have.
Warfare.
That's a spy movie.
Indeed it is.
I've thought so much. I was going to pick Diane Kruger from Inglourious Bastards, but that's
Wouldn't have been a good pick.
that's technically that's sort of like a spy sort of heist movie.
She also plans and gets Michael Fassbender and the team killed pretty much in that movie, though.
Okay, but she's very attractive.
So,
And speaking of very attractive women, it's kind of a niche pick, but I'm standing with it. I'm going to go with Kira, played by Emilia Clarke from Solo, a Star Wars story.
nice.
I've not seen that.
It's been a while.
We've talked about Solo 3 out of the 5 episodes so far.
Really?
It's coming.
Let's keep it up.
Okay.
She is a girl boss in that movie. From what I remember, she's like, I think she's like a leader of like one of these like crime syndicates. So she certainly has influence, and she gives off boss girl energy across the galaxy.
Fantastic.
Well said.
What did you just say?
Fantastic.
All right.
The muscle.
For the muscle, I go with the only right decision, because when it comes to muscle, it's on. It's on like Donkey Kong.
And you need Donkey Kong.
I picked Donkey Kong from the Super Mario Brothers movie.
And then
Voiced
your
by
muscle
Seth
was,
Rogen.
your muscle was like,
Prepare for this banana uppercut. Yeah, when things don't go according to plan and you got to get your knuckles a little bloody, I think
he's from a PG movie though. They don't got blood in a PG movie.
I was seeing if he had an R in his name so he could put the R rating in the movie, but he does not, so that's not good for
Kong.
me. Donkey Kong. He'll beat everyone up without there being any blood. I'm just saying I wouldn't want to take a punch to the face from Donkey Kong.
Okay, well, fair enough, but my guy, my muscle, he doesn't need to punch you on the face. He just needs to bonk you on the top of the head. And that is Fezzik from The Princess Bride, played by Andre the Giant. Not only is he a gentle giant, he doesn't use his muscles for evil. He uses them towards the end of like prying open a bar, prying a door down, lifting people over walls. We know that he works well on a team. We've seen it. He is the 8th wonder of the world. That's what they called Andre the Giant, which transfers to his characters. So we've seen his strength. We've seen his gentleness as well.
Do you really want your muscle to be gentle?
I don't want him to be kind of blinded by rage. That would throw the whole plan. This is a heist. We're trying to go under the radar.
And Giant's going to go under the radar?
Well, no, the
Excellent
muscle
point, Ryan.
muscle's not. No, this is a gorilla. No, not everybody's going into the party. That's what I'm saying. He's throwing people over walls and prying doors open and everything. Who do you got?
So, for muscle, you need someone who is strong. And my character is deemed the strongest. And that is Satoru Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen 0.
Okay, that's like strong in a different.
That's not a
different
It's
definition.
a theatrical. You
got it.
Yeah, movie.
Yep.
So he counts.
Fair enough.
He is the strongest.
What's he gonna do how is he using his muscles?
We're talking about a typecast.
He's
here.
literally super strong.
Okay.
Fast. He has powers to teleport other members too.
Is he a team player?
Is he going to stick to his role?
Yeah, because Coach Boone, he can bring anybody together.
Fair enough.
So
We saw how he brought the Titans together.
yeah,
We still remember them to this day.
that's what I'm saying. So I'm just saying, like Gojo, he's the strongest. Like no one can compare to
You're
him.
not wearing your Gojo. You wore your Gojo shirt last episode.
Yeah,
That's embarrassing.
Would have been appropriate to wear
It
this
would've.
episode.
it would have, but yeah, that's my muscle.
All right.
It's the only muscle I need.
Who's your guy in the chair?
So this guy in the chair is not your typical, like, you don't see him, the guy in the chair, because he usually takes center stage, but he's going to fit his role as the guy in the chair because he's super smart. And no other than our very own kid prodigy, Jimmy Neutron.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
You really did go with the unique picks here, didn't you?
So he is an inventor. He's a genius. He's a boy genius. So he's going to think of what this team needs. If he doesn't, he's going to think really hard. You know,
He's going to do a brain blast.
Brain blast. And then he's got to figure out what the team needs and make it happen. So what more do I need to say than our boy genius?
Does he have to ask his mom if he's allowed to join the team?
Coach Boone already got the paper signed.
Got the field trip permission slip signed.
So
that's funny. For my guy in the chair, I took the term guy very loosely.
What are the chances that we have the same pick here?
My character is one who he's a silent type, and he's been shown to be really good with computers in a lot of different scenarios. That is none other than R2-D2 from Star Wars.
Different. Okay.
R2-D2, again, is great to have around just because he's just kind of a fun little, he's almost like a pet, almost like a dog. But he's got that dog in him because and I bet you know his character is a dog. He has been shown, he's on he carries messages, he breaks into security systems, he pilots ships, he goes into elevator shafts. He does it all. He's the guy with the connections.
But he can't sit in a chair.
Well, he's not, it doesn't say the guy sitting in the chair, it's just the guy in the chair. We can prop him up before the mission. And he's got a jetpack or a jet
You're
propulsion.
talking about him going out into the field when the guy in the chair...
Going out into the field.
he's also in a galaxy far, far away. How are you going to get him to Earth? Think about that.
long time ago as well. So he's probably dead.
Yeah. Battery's gone.
I don't know. He's in all six of the original trilogy, the prequel trilogy. I think he's in the sequels.
He's in all.
He's in all of them. He's clearly spanned a lot of years. He'll span a lot more as the guy in the chair. I concede my time.
So my guy in the chair is more of the silent type. He's pretty good with computers, and he definitely has that dog in him. And I'm talking about Gromit from Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah, I called that one.
Who keeps Wallace on the straight and narrow? It's Gromit. He's a guiding force. He's the one, while he's in the chair, he's not going to be able to tell you, but he is going to be able to, when they're going down the hallways and they're like, which one of these security doors do we need to go through? He's already hacked in. He's opening them remotely. He's guiding them.
How does he telling them though?
Because the correct door opens and they're like, Gromit, thank you. We will go through this door because you opened it.
But what if he opens a door and it just leads to the cheese vault?
This is Gromit we're talking about, not Wallace. Wallace has he's kind of, he has blinders. He has his own motivators.
Cheese rage.
Yeah. Gromit is a team player. He is very objective focused. And he's probably the smartest guy in the room. Might be smarter than R2-D2 and
Jimmy Neutron.
Jimmy Neutron.
Boy genius.
Little baby boy.
How dare you?
Does Jimmy Neutron have Carl as like a standby to get him like snacks and stuff?
Need be, yeah.
Be like,
Boone signed his parents' slips
Jimmy's
too.
mom.
Okay, so we want to run down our...
Okay, so my team leader, Dr. King Schultz from Django Unchained. My master of disguise, Bugs Bunny from Looney Tunes. My femme fatale, Ava from Ex Machina, played by Alicia Vikander, very attractive. My muscle, Vazik from The Princess Bride, and my guy in the chair, R2-D2 from Star Wars.
Okay, my team leader, also Dr. King Schultz from Django Unchained. My master of disguise, Ulysses Everett from Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? My femme fatale, Kira from Solo, A Star Wars Story. My muscle, Donkey Kong from the Super Mario Bros. Movie. And my guy in the chair, Gromit from Wallace and Gromit.
My team leader, Coach Boone from Remember the Titans. My master disguise, no other than Jean Parmesan from Arrested Development. My femme fatale, Catwoman, played by Anne Hathaway in The Dark Knight Rises. My muscle, the strongest, Satoru Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen 0. And my guy in the chair, Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius. That is my team.
Let us know who's getting to the Pink Panther Diamond first.
I think we got some pretty stacked teams. We all did our homework for this one.
You can't beat Jean Parmesan, so.
The Jean Parmesan actor died like 2 weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah, straight up.
Gosh darn it.
So if we get a live action adaptation of this, you're gonna have to replace him. And frankly, Jean Parmesan is not a guy that you just replace.
He can't.
He can
Rest
be
in peace.
Portrayed by Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Great segment. Now we're moving on to our next segment. We're picking the best movies of the 2010s from each year. So we're running from 2010 to 2019, and we're each selecting what we think is deemed the best movie from that year.
Well, yeah, the best movie that we've seen.
Yeah.
Pretty important to say up front that there are so many movies that we haven't seen that we know are good, just haven't seen them or haven't seen them recently. A lot of these are just that we've logged in our Letterboxd.
If we haven't seen that movie that you wanted, that you said that should have been picked, let us know in the comments. We want to hear from you.
Yep. But we got some good picks. So
let's start off with 2010.
2010. We were all but young 13-year-olds.
But I knew a movie that's grown on me recently, and that became the best movie of 2010. And I'm not coming back for some of it. I'm coming back for all of it.
Yeah,
and
you are.
That's The Social Network.
Let's go.
Good pick.
Was that your top pick? That was my top pick.
Yeah.
I was thinking we were all going to say Social Network for that one.
I debated between that and the film that I ended up choosing, and it really depends on the day. But let's just say Aim for the Bushes.
That was on my list as well.
That's on my list.
The Other Guys.
Man,
that's one of my favorite comedies.
It's so quotable.
I think it's a little more rewatchable. But I love
the costumes, the pageantry. Wow, what a musical!
I love bombs.
Are you Dirty Mike and the Boys?
Yeah. It's so good.
When you pee, it sounds feminine.
Social Network was my top one, but also Shutter Island was one of my top.
Inception,
and then Kick Butt. I really like that movie.
I also like Jack Butt 3D.
Nice. That was
and also Toy Story 3. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I guess I don't know if we really preface. You might have said it. Like, these are just from our Letterboxd. I chose from my Letterboxd.
Nearly all of mine are from Letterboxd,
which is only
same.
Which I've only had for the past 5 years. So.
And this is also not like a competition.
Well, no, I forgot about Toy Story 3 because I
we just want to talk about movies we love, and we thought, why not we just do this from the 2010s?
Yeah.
We might do this if you like this. We might do that for other decades too.
Yep. So 2010 Social Network and The Other Guys.
And I think our 2011s will be different though.
I'm sure they will because I don't have too many movies from 2011. But my top pick, 2011. See if you can finish this quote for me. Every other team's up here, then there's 50 feet of crap, then there's us.
I can't finish the quote, but it's Moneyball.
It's Moneyball. Yeah, that was the whole quote. I said finish the quote.
I was waiting for you to stop. I was ready to jump in, and then
it was more like going. I was join me on the quote. But yeah, Moneyball. That's
right, Bob. Some other, I don't know what Brad Pitt's character's name, but the guy's like, yeah, you're right, Bob. I remember it.
Yeah. But yeah, Moneyball is a great. I've said it. I'll go on record. I've said it before in other forums, but I am not a huge sports guy. I've been watching the Olympics now, really into the Olympics, but generally speaking, I'm not a big sports guy. But I really like sports movies. Remember the Titans.
Interesting.
Great. Creed.
Fantastic.
Moneyball. Moneyball is
Wonderful.
money.
I haven't seen any of those movies.
Yeah. So, I don't think Moneyball is just great story. Brad Pitt's an American hero.
And I have another pick for my 2011 movie is also a sports movie.
Okay.
And that's Warrior.
I knew. Yeah, for sure.
So Warrior used to be up there as probably my favorite movie. It's in my top 10. I love Warrior. I think I could watch that movie today and cry. It's just a story about a father, son, and a brother brother relationship, and that hits me. Pun intended. So, but what a movie Warrior is. That's my favorite movie from 2011.
Nice. My 2011 pick is Sherlock Holmes: A Game of Shadows.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
I've said it before. I think it is on par with the original, with the stakes maybe even being raised, because you've got Sherlock Holmes' arch enemy, Professor Moriarty, in it, and they're doing smart guy things at the end.
Do we do smart guy things?
No.
Riley's shaking his head. Yeah, that's a good one. I also, did you have any honorable mentions? I had 50-50.
50-50 was on my list. Crazy Stupid Love. I really enjoyed that rom-com.
Oh, yeah.
Drive is up there, and then X-Men First Class.
No,
I put
nice.
there. X-Men First Class is good, but wouldn't be close to my top. But now for the 2012s, Noah.
2012.
I know what you're gonna say.
100% chance that we have the same movie.
Django.
Yeah.
The D is silent.
It's like a reward.
It's like a reward.
What that is.
Yeah.
Like a reward.
Django Unchained is a good movie.
Did you say all the movies we pick are good movies?
I don't really care for Warrior that much.
Cut the podcast.
No, Django. I mean, just I don't know. The action is so good. It's so Quentin Tarantino.
The characters are so memorable.
The characters,
the setting itself is amazing.
I was gonna say John Candy. What's
Calvin
Candy? Yeah,
great villain.
He's a good villain. Like seeing Leo in that role is good. Samuel Jackson is quite good. Just the ending where the walls of the mansion are just painted red.
Yeah,
with everyone's.
I agree.
Body.
I am sharing an observation that out of the three of us, Noah is by far the one who spoils the most movies.
That movie came out 12 years ago.
How dare he?
I'm the editor on this team, and I watch their podcast. And Noah, in the last episode, Noah spoiled like 3 movies.
Name them.
You know, at the start of this episode,
Knives Out, Truman Show, Deadpool and Wolverine.
What? Oh.
At the start of this episode, I said I'm grateful for Noah.
No.
And that's still true. I'm just kidding.
I don't think, just kind of going off on this, I don't think saying that there's a lot of blood at the end of a Quentin Tarantino movie is a spoiler.
Fair enough. But you talk a lot about the endings of movies.
Because sometimes a lot of movies, the best part is the ending.
Yeah, but we're a movie podcast. We talk about movies and people want to watch them. And so, but if we spoil them, then that kind of ruins it.
Bruce Willis is dead the whole time.
In Pulp Fiction? What movie? Die Hard?
I can't say.
Die Hard with a
Can't say. All right.
So for 2012, my pick was also Django Unchained. Probably Quentin Tarantino's best.
I'm with there. I was in between like that, Perks of the Wallflower, The Avengers. Like even though I've grown lesser on throughout the years, you gotta give it its flowers for what it did.
Nice.
So 2013, man.
I'll just start with mine because I've gone on record. It's no secret. 2013, my favorite movie, Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Everything about that movie is golden, and I've talked about it elsewhere, so I don't need to gush on it now.
I think we might have the same pick.
Where's my daughter?
Yes. This is my impression of Paul Dano in that movie.
Yep, Prisoners.
Yeah, that's a good. I mean, last week we talked about how Hugh Jackman can act, and he acts in that movie.
But
Jake Gyllenhaal acts.
Do you feel kind of like
both show been nominated at least for an Oscar?
Do you feel dirty when you watch it?
It's not one that I can watch very often,
but I think I could watch it like every year.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, just like that's also just like it's 2.5 hour movie.
It's a very depressing movie,
but so good.
It goes to a lot of dark places.
The acting's great. I think it's crafted well. It's probably my favorite thriller. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would
Fair
probably agree. That or 7.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Seven's pretty good
Other.
This was a good year.
Yeah, I was gonna say Inside Llewyn Davis was a competitor.
Yeah.
About time.
About time.
And
Yeah,
I was gonna say Monsters University is one of my favorite Pixar films.
I was gonna say Nebraska.
Frozen's was in there, and
Yeah.
another comedy I loved was This Is the End.
Yeah.
When I saw that like 3 times in theaters.
Really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was so funny.
That's 2014. I'll start this one as well because I've gone on record. This is in my top 4 Letterboxd as well. Interstellar.
That was mine as well.
Yeah, it's pretty undeniable that year. Although I will say, sorry, I'll let you, Riley, share what's your.
So this was a toss-up. I could have gone many different ways, but I wanted to go with a movie that made me like kind of like not put Marvel back on the map, but kind of like I was like, man, this is just not a good superhero movie. It's a good movie, and that's Captain America: Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
and it made me.
I thought you were gonna say Guardians of the Galaxy.
It made me love.
Yeah.
I mean, that was on my list, but Captain America: Winter Soldier. The Avengers does not do a good job of showcasing how cool of a character Captain America is. I think he's probably the weakest in Avengers, but man, in Winter Soldier, he's just so cool.
Mm-hmm. I also in 2014, John Wick.
Yeah, that was I was gonna say.
John Wick is probably top 10 for me.
Yeah, I almost picked that. Gone Girl, Edge of Tomorrow, Guardians of the Galaxy, and then you had also the classic Paddington.
Nice.
Paddington is a feel good. It's a feel good movie for sure. 2015, I picked Inside Out.
Yeah, that wasn't my pick, but that was on honorable mention for me.
Take it to the moon for me.
Almost
okay?
picked Inside Out, like probably top 3 favorite animated movies of all time. But I picked, which this is this table is not a big fan of this movie, but I love it with all my heart, and that's Mad Max Fury Road.
Did you just say Furry Road?
No.
Very different movie.
Very, very different. But this is just a roller coaster of action. It's fun. It's nonstop. It's like Top Thrill Dragster in a movie. It just starts and then doesn't let up until the very end. So I'm always a marvel when I watch the movie of the stunts, how it's shot practically. It's so good.
What's the main baddie from that movie?
Crap.
Big George.
No.
Big Daddy.
I forget.
Something like
his name.
that. The opening, like the first time you see him, and the little child is pouring like powder on his back.
Yeah.
I thought that was so nasty.
What's the what you put baby powder on so you don't get like rashes? Not rashes.
It wicks away moisture, but
like let's say your skin rubs up against each other. You're running, so you put baby powder on. What's that called?
chafing.
Yeah, you don't want chafing. That's why the baby put it on he doesn't want chafing.
His back.
Yeah. You want baby ulcers? Ulcers, I mean. Why is that baby ulcers? Do you want ulcers?
I don't think you get ulcers from chafing.
Are you thinking of like blisters?
Maybe.
For 2015, for me, kind of out of left field, this pick, but not so surprising when you consider that it was also written by Aaron Sorkin. It's Steve Jobs.
Oh,
I am not. Yeah. Well, okay.
I didn't know you watched that movie, and I certainly didn't think you liked it.
There's not any like glowing standout for me from 2015, based on my Letterboxd movies that I've logged. But Steve Jobs, I'm not a big biopic guy, but when the script is done in a way that's not just like beginning, middle, end, but it's just like a unique approach that really engages you. Like Aaron Sorkin, like the script is like, it's such technical information, but it's also so like you don't feel like you're missing. If you feel like you are following the story and all the performances, like Michael Fassbender, the fact that he didn't get Best Actor for that is like a crime. It's a great movie.
There's a couple other good ones. Mission Impossible,
Rogue Nation. So good.
Hateful Eight.
Star Wars: Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Ant-Man is pretty good.
The Big Short, Sicario.
Creed.
Man, Creed. I forgot. Oh, so good.
2016. this is one of my favorite like not underdog, but it's not a super popular one, but it's Taika Waititi's Hunt for the Wilder People.
I thought you were gonna say Pop Star.
Really?
That's also an underdog. No, Hunt for the Wilder People is just, it's got so much charm taking place in the New Zealand bush. I think Ricky Baker is an angsty teen who just wants to be understood, and he goes on this life-changing journey with
Sam Neill.
Is that the kid from Deadpool 2?
Yeah.
Is it Sam Neill?
Yeah, Sam Neill. I'm trying to think of. I was trying to think of his character's name, but I think that movie is really funny. The really good dialogue.
All dialogue is good dialogue when it's got New Zealand accents.
Yeah.
Except for Next Goal Wins.
Yeah, I didn't like that movie at all.
2016, I had a 3-way tie. So I'm going to pick one right now.
3, 2, 1.
Go.
The Edge of 17.
Nice.
Ah.
I like that pick.
That is, I've just found, I've ended up at places where we're watching that movie. So I've seen it more times than I generally would have for a movie. I've seen it 3 times. And it like has gotten better every time. I think the performances, the message, just the portrayal of, again, an angsty teen. It's very relatable, but it's also funny, and yeah. So it's a real gem.
Hector is his character's name. Sorry, just remembered.
Thanks.
I don't have an angsty teen as my pick, but I have a couple who love the screen and love to want to be big, and they love music, and it's such a. I love this movie, La La Land.
Yeah.
What are you? Some kind of Ryan Gosling fan?
I am a Ryan Gosling fan. So La La Land, I saw this movie at a formative time in my life, and definitely this movie has stuck with me for a while. I continue to want to go back and rewatch it, but I also there's a part of me that doesn't, and I kind of want to wait. Kind of like why Josiah hasn't seen it
I've
yet.
never seen it on principle because I'm waiting to see it with a girl.
So
even though my understanding of the movie is that it is sad, or it's like not necessarily.
you don't know that, and if I tell you, that's
yeah,
spoilers.
don't tell me. But I at my original understanding was like, oh, this is just like a beautiful movie like about romance. But as I've heard more about it, it's just like, well, it's very visceral portrayal of romance with like the highs and the lows. So it's like, I don't know if I want to see it with a girl, but I am at this point. I've waited so long that I'm just going to wait to see it.
Yeah, but we have Hacksaw Ridge up there.
Hacksaw Ridge and Moana were
Arrival, The Nice Guys, another Ryan Gosling movie that's fantastic.
Pop Star, you mentioned it, but that is that's a funny movie.
It's like Half the Distance to Mars.
Yeah.
Connor told you, 30 Seconds to Mars is just the name of a band.
So 2017, I think like from 2015 to 2019, there's just like, it's hard to figure out what movie I think is the best because there's just some hitters. And I think 2017 is up there. But I'm going with Blade Runner 2049.
Oh.
Nice.
So I just rewatched this recently, and it definitely went up there on my list. I think Ryan Gosling is he's really good in this movie.
The man, the myth, the legend.
I really like the world in 2049. I think Denis Villeneuve cements himself as one of the best directors working today.
Ana de Armas.
Ana de Armas. If he didn't already with Prisoners, he definitely did with Sicario and Blade Runner 2049. But I also could have picked Paddington 2. I almost did pick Paddington 2 because that's a great family movie, feel-good movie.
I've heard a lot of good things. I'm kind of it's interesting, at least as far as again what I've logged in Letterboxd. I don't have any big standouts from 2017 and movies that I either have not seen or I've not logged since starting Letterboxd. So for my top pick from 2017, I chose Good Time by by the Safdie Bros, starring Robert Pattinson. I'm not saying it's a perfect movie. I had some stuff I really was not a huge fan of, but like if I'm thinking of like the best opening scene to a movie, you talk about like The Dark Knight or Pulp Fiction or whatever. I'm
Glorious
saying like
Bastards.
Inglourious Basterds. I'm saying like Good Time has one of the best openers.
Yeah.
For me, just like holy cow. And unfortunately for me, it doesn't like keep that high. But as of right now, what I have logged in my Letterboxd, that's my 2017 pick.
Nice. Yeah, my pick. I might change it here at the last second. No, I'm going to stay with it. My pick is Baby Driver.
Nice. Isaac Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Give me some of that.
Kevin Spacey. Ansel Elgort. Yeah, I'm losing him.
John Berthal.
Isaac Gonzalez? Yeah.
John Hamm. Yeah. All right. Yeah. That's just a really good, like they call it a musical, even though there's no singing because everything moves to the beat of music. Really solid, I guess, just heist story, but then like also romance with, really cool characters. But I almost picked Coco.
Oh, I forgot
Coco
about that. Wow.
will make you cry.
100%.
And it's got some good, just really, really interesting setting, and it takes place in a cool space.
Honorable mention was Get Out.
So
As
my
well.
honorable
That's
mentions
2017.
would be Wind River, It, and Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle.
Jumanji's nobody was expecting Jumanji to be as good as it is.
That's a good movie as well. I kind of
That is the
Forgot.
shout out to Mother Nordquist. Our mom just really took to
Yeah.
Jumanji. She talks about it a lot, or
Yeah.
not like
she talks
not like-
about the new Jumanji.
Yeah, because we watched it like in 2021 or 2020 when I was home for Christmas. We watched it and our mom just kept talking. She was like, I just really liked that movie. It was just,
Black is so good.
I thought you were going to say, he is so hot.
That would be funny.
So that's 2017. So 2018.
Stacked year.
2018 is a stacked year. A lot of heavy hitters. I would imagine we all
Have the same pick.
would say that Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is the top. So
Yeah.
Let's pick our second one.
our second one, well, Avengers Infinity War is up there as well.
Yeah.
But for me, I just want for an interesting response, but one that I fully stand behind is Free Solo documentary.
That's a good documentary.
I love that. Like it is the feeling you get just kind of, it's kind of the same feeling you get when you watch the Olympics of just like seeing humans at the peak of their ability, just doing these unimaginable things. It's like,
He
love
literally
that.
could have died.
Yeah, so Free Solo, like obviously Spider-Man is the top pick, or Infinity War is one of the best MCU movies, but Free Solo for me is like an amazing documentary.
It's a good documentary. I had to go with Mission Impossible Fallout. I just Henry Cavill in that he's like my favorite. Does the arm reloading. The action is so good. I like when
makes things so effing complicated.
Yeah. And then Tom Cruise is like, it's like towards the end of the movie, and Henry Cavill just like looks down at him. He's like, know when you're beat.
Yeah.
He's like, the MI force is just a bunch of clowns in hockey or Halloween mask.
Yeah.
And then it's like, it's so good.
Yeah, that's my favorite Mission Impossible movie, kind of by a long shot.
Yeah, I would. So, like we said, Into the Spider-Verse, probably all our picks, or Infinity War or Mission Impossible Fallout. I'm going to give, like Josiah did with Free Solo, I'm going to give a pick to a movie that I think deserves it, and that's Game Night. One of my
You talk about Game Night so much.
One of my favorite comedies is Game Night. I love it from top to bottom. I think Jesse Plemons as the cop neighbor is so funny.
How could that possibly be profitable for Frito-Lay?
Well, he's like, someone calls the cop a pig. He's like, I don't really care for that nomenclature.
Yeah, I can't do that nomenclature. Yeah.
It's a fun movie. I love the cast. I love the romantic comedy of it, of two couples that love games that get together.
The whole Denzel Washington
Yeah.
bit,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
really funny.
Yeah.
You don't like Denzel?
Okay.
Denzel's got nothing on me. I can't do a good impression.
You do a good impression of you trying to do an impression
Thank
of Denzel
you.
Washington.
I appreciate it. But 2018, great year, and also
2019 is a stacked year.
it's also stacked.
A lot of good movies from 2019.
Can we get Avengers Endgame out of the way?
Yep,
Yeah.
Avengers Endgame
Yeah.
out of the way. We might have the same one.
We
here.
might. I mean, yeah. What's yours?
It's a donut inside of a larger donut.
I actually have a one. That was an honorable mention.
That was my pick.
So Knives Out is my pick for my favorite movie 2019. I continue to enjoy Benoit Blanc. Daniel Craig as Benoit Blanc. I think the cast is fantastic. I love a good
I do feel like I need to interject here, and I feel like this half of the table kind of craps on
Glass Onion is it doesn't hold a candle to Knives Out.
Yeah,
I'll say that pretty confidently.
Yes, I'm
Glass Onion was
But you said you're a
watch.
fan of Benoit Blanc.
Well,
Only from the first movie?
I think he's
you
good.
can enjoy him in the second movie as well, but just say like the second movie as a whole.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree. I don't think the second movie is as good as the
The
first.
second movie is like a donut because there's a hole missing.
I'm a Glass Onion defender.
What's a new one? Wake Up Dead Man or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be good.
I like the
hopefully.
name. Knives Out is a five-star movie for me. My 2019 pick, Jojo Rabbit.
Very good movie.
Good one.
Taika Waititi. Just super original script, but also very funny, but also very emotional. I don't know the name of the kid actor, but like he's going to win an Oscar someday.
Oh yeah,
His
Just
role was,
like the way he handled the subject matter.
Yeah.
I think was done quite well.
Yeah, it's. I remember I watched it with Noah and I's dad, and our dad was just like, "I'm really glad we didn't watch this with your mom," because like the subject matter, if you can't kind of understand it in the context of the movie,
It's
you're going
as a parody.
You're not going to like it. But if you can kind of see it for what it is, I think it's masterfully done. 5-star movie. Riley got it for me on 4K.
that's what friends do.
Good friend. What else came out that year?
So you got shout out to
Wait, what was yours? It was Knives Out.
It was Knives Out. You got Parasite.
Parasite is up there. Sound of Metal, really good
Haven't
movie.
seen that one.
1917.
Yeah, 1917.
Good boys.
Peanut Butter
Those are
Falcon. And also shout out Mama Dostenko for Little Woman. I saw it with her, and I really enjoyed that.
That was
movie.
also the year that The Dead Don't Die came out.
Yeah,
And
I have that written. The worst. The Dead Don't Die.
The worst movie I've ever seen in my whole life.
Yeah, it's so bad. Don't. Okay, I said earlier, go make an opinion for yourself. Don't see The Dead Don't Die.
Don't spend money to watch that movie in theaters. Don't do it.
And then How You Train Your Dragon 3 is up there. I also enjoyed. I said 1917. Marriage Story.
Joker came. Did you say that?
I
And
did not
then
say it.
Klaus came out that year as well.
I still haven't seen it.
That's got to be.
Christmas
That's
movie.
one of my favorite Christmas
That's
movies.
a good one.
So those are our movies.
I think those are a pretty solid.
I think it's a
Pretty solid bunch.
I know. I think the 2010s was a good year of movies.
Obviously, very formative years for us, like
Yeah.
you kind of mentioned. So they're going to be very nostalgic for us.
So let us know if you want us to do this again. What movies
Yeah.
we missed? What are some of your favorites?
Do it for like the 2000s,
Or
that
the
decade,
1990s,
or the 90s even.
80s.
It's going to get more challenging the
Yeah.
further back we go.
Definitely, we can't do like the 50s.
But
My dad's like, darn it!
the Apple Dumpling Gang.
Come on! Wizard of Oz!
That was like the 30s.
The Ten Commandments.
Yes, great segment. That was Riley's segment. So great idea there. But before this episode can end, we gotta do some trivia.
Do we want to do a question from the cup, or are we just going to
One
the trivia?
question?
I guess. I think we've gone pretty long again. But
One quick question. Your turn to pick.
Oh, I'm stuck to my chair. Uh-oh.
You picked
Nope,
four
nope,
of them.
Nope, not looking at them. The question is, who is more likely to give 5 stars on Letterboxd? 3, 2, 1.
Riley. That was a quick question.
Riley gives 5 stars to every other movie he logs.
I gave us 5 stars to a movie last night.
For Noah and I, it's like literally like once or twice a year. I'll watch a 5-star movie.
No, I think I would say
You're second
give
and Josiah's
I
third.
give 5 stars more than you do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fair enough. I give 5 stars more on rewatches than on like Oppenheimer.
That's
I
fair.
gave 4.5 stars. That's a 5-star movie.
I was gonna say I think when I watch the Batman again, I'm gonna give it 5 stars.
Yeah, if
'Cause
if I like when I watch a movie and I get like an emotional reaction or I feel something or I just think like, man, this is a movie, I'm like 5.
But then
Yeah.
for me also, like the line between 4.5 and 5 it's pretty blurred.
For me, it's like it's more just like I know it's a 5. If between a 4.5 and a 5, it's like I don't know. That's just kind of like a gut feeling. It's just like this is a 5-star movie. If there's any sort of hesitation, it's like it's 4.5 star. So
Good question.
that's a good question. All right, now is the time for trivia. This week's category is Oscar Best Actor, Best Actress in a Leading Role winners. I have 5 questions, or you could say 4 questions and a tiebreaker / bonus question.
Okay.
But we'll go 5 questions because the 5th question is a bit of a wild card. Are you guys ready? Can I get a buzzer check?
Me.
Beep.
Riley, I think your buzzer's compensating for something.
Beep.
All right, question 1. Who won the Oscar for Best Actor in 2014 for their role as Stephen Hawking in
Me.
Noah.
Eddie Redmayne.
That is correct. Point Noah. Question 2. I'm going to give you a quote. You give me the movie and the actress who won the Best Actress award for the role in this movie. Here's the quote. Paul Sheldon. Riley.
Kathy Bates in Misery.
That is correct. Question 3. Halle Berry became the first black woman to win the award for Best Actress in a Leading Role for her role in what 2001 romantic drama?
Man, drama.
2001 movie. Romantic drama is supposed to give you some context, but Halle Berry became the first black woman to win the award for Best Actress in a Leading Role for her role in what 2001 romantic drama? I will give you I'll give you a hint. It's not really going to be much of a hint, but on the Wikipedia page, there is a disambiguation for Pokemon. Because the name of the movie is the name of an item from Pokemon in Japan. I know that just further muddies the water.
I don't-
Beep. Swordfish?
Incorrect.
I don't know.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is Monsters Ball.
I've never heard of that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
I would have. I think I maybe would have known that one. But anyway, in Japan, apparently a Pokeball is called a Monster Ball. So
Oh.
not that was really going to help you guys out. Anyway, question number 4. It's currently a tied game. Question number 4. In the early 90s, this actor won 2 consecutive Best Actor in a Leading Role awards, the first in 1993, the second in 1994. Who is the actor? Here's a hint. He wouldn't receive his next Best Actor nomination until 1999.
Beep.
Noah.
Tom Hanks.
That is correct.
What is the 93?
Philadelphia and Forrest Gump.
He won those?
Yeah, Best Actor.
That just shattered my entire universe.
Noah and I watched Philadelphia in high school with our dad, and that's just kind of funny to think about. Just a real, not a very light movie. Okay, well, that's Noah 2, Riley 1.
Well,
But we got question
questions.
5.
Thank you.
I was going to say that's this is really anyone's game because and you're going to want to you're going to write these down because you're both going to answer.
Okay.
Question 5. Besides Katharine Hepburn, who won 4 Best Actress in a Leading Role awards, there's exactly 1 actor and 1 actress who have each won 3 Best Actor, Best Actress in a Leading Role awards. So you get 2 points for naming the actor and actress, or 2 points each for naming the actor, actress, and then 1 point for naming the movies that they won Best Actor for in. I'll give you 30 seconds as you think. And yeah, you'll write these down because don't want y'all stealing each other's answers. So think about who as a male actor has won 3 Best Actors in a leading role, not supporting role. Same with actress. Leading role. And I'm making sure Noah's not Googling right now. He's just
Writing them down.
He's just writing them down in his notes. Think about the most talented actor your mind could conceive. And I know Riley's thinking of Cuba Gooding Jr.
Radio,
he did get nominated for a Razzie. But he did win, Cuba Gooding Jr. did win an Oscar for Best Actor in a Supporting Role for Jerry Maguire. Youngest
Crazy.
African American to win the role at 29.
okay.
Spent a lot of time. So you got 1 male, 1 female, and 3 movies for each. Noah?
I've got a male and a female. I just don't have movies for the female. I can't really think of any off the top of my head. So
I'll get 15. Do you want 15 seconds? 15.
I've got 1.
14, 13, 12, 11, 10,
Okay.
9,
I
8,
don't
7,
think
6,
so.
5, 4,
I don't
3,
think this
2,
is right, but-
1. All right. So this is just,
Let me read them.
yeah. Riley, go ahead and read your actor and actress.
I have Daniel Day-Lewis and Meryl Streep.
Okay, what movies?
My Left Foot, There Will Be Blood, and Lincoln, and then Meryl Streep, Out of Africa, The Devil Wears Prada, and Sophie's Choice. There were guesses,
All right.
but
Okay. I also said Meryl Streep, and then I said Robert De Niro. And I said, for Meryl Streep, I just had The Devil Wears Prada. For Robert De Niro, I said Goodfellas, The Godfather, and Heat.
All right. Out of those 4 answers, 1 of them is correct.
Meryl Streep.
And that one is Daniel Day-Lewis. You got all 3 movies.
I got all 3.
My Left Foot, There Will Be Blood in Lincoln.
Yeah.
Let's
Wow.
go. You're right.
I won an episode?
Yeah, and then the
Good job, Riley.
and then the female Best Actress winners, Frances McDormand, Fargo, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, and Nomadland. Meryl Streep has won 2.
Okay.
Robert De Niro has only won 1 for Raging Bull. I'm sure he's been nominated for more.
Interesting.
You say Fargo,
3 Billboards and Nomadland. Yep.
Wow.
This is a big day for Riley. He's finally won some trivia
You have anything to say to the
by pretty wide margin.
faithful listeners?
I just want to thank everyone that has.
I just want to thank Josiah for writing questions that I know the answer to. That Noah
Thank you.
doesn't.
I appreciate that so much. Thank you to everyone that has supported us along this journey so far.
5 whole episodes.
I know. We're having a lot of fun with this, and we just want to thank you all for those who are listening. Please leave us a like, comment, and subscribe, and follow us on Patreon. I'm just kidding.
Eventually. Yeah.
One day.
All right. Thanks for watching.
Cool.
See you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.